All right, guys, here we go. Today's ride is up at Prospect OHV.
Golden Stairs.
This is Golden Stairs. Almost hit the ground. So it's been a couple years since I've been up at Prospect. I don't think I made it up here last year. And yeah, just glad to be back. As you know, if you watch the channel, I've been doing a lot of track riding, which I really enjoy, but for kind of different reasons almost. Definitely missing being in the woods. Nothing like being on a lightweight two-stroke, just shredding some gnar in the woods. And I think I'll always be a two-stroke guy. I like four strokes, but they're not the same. Riding the 2019 KTM 250XC. Holy cow. It's a mess of cows. And there's always a couple that just won't get off the trail, you know? The cows. I think the cows are gone. But yeah, so Golden Stairs, honestly, not one of my favorite trails. I always do it at least once a year. And that's usually enough for me.
Here. Dude, that scared the crap out of me.
It's just kind of...
I don't know, maybe riding in the woods is more dangerous than riding on the track.
This guy will not stop talking. Anyhow, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's not really my style of riding. I like the fast and flowy stuff, which I think everybody likes. But this is a little more technical. And I'm not good at the technical stuff, like I've said before. You get into all these golf ball, baseball-sized rocks. And it's so sketchy, man. Traction is just not there. The bike is bouncing around all over the place. And you'll see right off the get-go here, the rocks are just crazy. And I really struggle with them. I think there are guys that actually like riding in this stuff. Man, more power to you. I just can't get, you know, I can't adjust to the fact that the bike won't necessarily go in the direction you point it, because you might bounce off a rock and you go in the other direction. So I'm pretty timid on this stuff.
There's more rocks in here every year.
Yeah. It's like, did they put those rocks in there just to slow you down or what? Because you can tell a lot of them get pushed off the trail. But at the end of the season, it seems like most of the rocks are off to the side, or there's at least a line through them. But every year when I come back up there, it's like they're all right back in the middle of the trail. I don't know.
Do they put the rocks in here?
I know, I just said that. But you kind of wonder because, I don't know, maybe it prevents some trail damage because you can't dig up the dirt underneath the rocks because you never touch it. You're just slipping and sliding on top of them. I don't know. It's a fun trail. there's a lot of exposure on this one, so like I said, doing it once a year is about good enough for me. I don't really need much more than that. And I've never ran the trail the other direction.
Oh, I'm tired.
I think going downhill on this trail would be scary, to say the least. It's one thing to not have traction going uphill, but to not have traction going downhill, yeah, it would sketch me out. There's a couple switchbacks in here that I think would be really tough going downhill. I don't know. I know guys do it, but I have not. And I don't really plan on it. Plus, by the time I get to the top of this trail, I'm pretty tired, so I don't really have a lot left to turn around and do it again. Technical.
Oh, I forgot how to ride in the woods.
I mean, it's definitely not the hardest trail in the world. But it's not the easiest either. But yeah, it was really good to get back in the woods. Feel right at home in the woods. Riding my dirt bike. A little slower pace. No pressure to do any jumps or anything. Just go out and have some fun.
Sit down a lot.
Riding with my buddy Josh today, and I'm pretty sure that he forgot how difficult this trail can be as well. 'Cause I think we were both surprised by how tired we were when we got to the top. Good stuff right there. Josh making his way to the top. Not the top, but this first section anyhow. The top of this first section. You know what I'm saying. So I still got the mousse on the front tire of this bike, and it's really soft. It's last year's tire for sure, and probably needs replaced. But it kind of worked as a cheater tire, so to speak, for this ride. It really stuck to the ground really well. And I'm glad I was running a mousse just for all these rocks. Just makes it a little easier. You can kind of bash through them instead of worrying too much about keeping the front end real light. Josh is running a mousse in front and in the back, so he didn't have to worry about any flaps. I was run tubeless in the back, because I really like to be able to adjust my air pressure some. We got about halfway through this one, and I dropped a couple PSI in the rear because I definitely felt like it was a little bouncy back there. Running an MX-53 rear, which isn't the perfect tire for this stuff, but letting a little bit more air out of them kind of helps. Although the tire performed pretty well overall. It's not a gummy tire, that's for sure, but I've been pretty impressed with the 53 in soft stuff. It's kind of a hard pack tire, I think, is what it's designed for, but it does really well in a lot of different things. It worked well up at High Desert MX. The China Head ISD is the tire that I ran there, and it did fine. So. Anyhow, enough talk about tires. (2019) KTM 250XC, running a carburetor. Bike just works well. Did have a little issue with it, dumping some fuel when it's just sitting there. Probably the needle valve on the float has probably gone bad, and not sealing up, so getting too much fuel to the float and just overfilling it basically. So I'll probably order one of those. Then she'll just be happy. She's got almost 190 hours on it now, which isn't a lot for a 2019, but it's more than none. Bike working really well. You can hear I'm basically second gear, just kind of lugging at that low to mid range, trying to keep the wheel spin down. And the bike just worked really well right there. Little mistake there. You can see all these rocks on this hardback, man. It's crazy. And once you put your feet down, you can see I'm still dragging that right foot. I just have a hard time getting the bike stood back up at this low speed that you're running. Wow. It was brutal, man. You see there's a little smoke in the air? Beautiful views up here. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I just love the power on this bike. No, it's not a 300. I just don't feel like I need a 300. With the way this bike acts, I think it's just great. It spools up pretty quick, so those RPMs will jump pretty quick. But you can lug this bike with no problem. I'm 200 pounds, and the bike will carry me around without missing a beat. Now, it's not a knock on the 300. I think the 300 is a great bike. And if they were sitting side by side in the showroom floor, I would probably buy another 250 just because I enjoy the bike so much. But I wouldn't be afraid to pick up a 300 either. Some people say they don't wear you out quite as much as the 250s because they're a little less aggressive. But I don't know. I haven't ridden one that often. Josh is riding a 300. I've ridden that bike, and it's a great bike. I just, I don't know. Been a 250 guy. You see the rocks are just relentless. I know I know it doesn't look like much with the old GoPro, but oh, now you get into this overgrown stuff with rocks. Yeah, and that was bound to happen. Excuse me. Yeah, no, I know a lot of people just love this trail. Like I said, man, if I do it once a year, I'm good. It's really well designed, in my opinion, but it's a lot of work. And huge shout out to the guys that have been coming up here clearing the trail. I can see that there were a lot of trees that got trimmed up this year, and make the trail passable at least. There's still a lot of head slappers up here. What a view of my hand. I don't know. I didn't really plan that very well. But yeah, a lot of head slappers up here, just enough to make you have to try to duck under or whatnot. Trail's a little overgrown in spots, but that usually gets worked in. I don't know, we're already mid-July, so Maybe guys just haven't been riding that much this year. I don't know. Maybe we need to bring a weed eater. Probably my turn. But this is all work. I mean, I know the bike doesn't sound like it's doing anything, but I'm telling you, this is a lot of work for this dude. It's just relentless. It's not like you just don't get a break. Kind of a bad line choice. I thought I could stay high up on the ridge a little bit there and miss those rocks. That obviously didn't happen. I'm a little hung up in one of those rocks. The MX-53 pulled me through. Just working the clutch, man. Just the whole time. Just working the clutch and the RPMs of the motor, just trying to keep that back tire from spinning. And I know when it comes to rocks, this is nothing compared to other things, but for me, this is kind of a lot. I'm getting tired. Especially this year, you know, I've just been track riding, so I don't even know how to ride in the woods anymore. Oh, here's the first switchback that I screw up. This one is always hard for me. It kind of sneaks up on me. I don't know. I just can't get I got short little legs. I just have a hard time. I can't really dab very well. I don't know. I got excuses all over the place. I don't know. I suck at this. What can I say? Right into the second one. Which I don't know. For some reason, the left-handers are a little easier for me. I don't really know why that is. After that, it's break time. Wait for Josh to make his way up these switchbacks. He does it better than I do, but doesn't get it perfect. These things are tough, man. They're no joke.
Dang it, you were going to be famous.
Look easy. This is kind of a cool little section. You're just kind of running this ridge line. But yeah, you wouldn't want to get knocked off of anything. There's some room for error here. There's some room for error here, but not a lot. Not enough for me to be happy. The trail's deceptively steep as well. It's not like a major hill climb, but it's going uphill the whole time you're out here. You just kind of naturally want to lean towards the hillside of it because you don't want to get too close to the edge. But it makes it much harder to ride. Like standing up, I know better than to be sitting down this much. But I just don't trust the bike to stay where I'm pointing it, and feel like I can at least hit the ground quicker if am sitting down to keep the bike from going off the edge. Man, what a great day riding dirt bikes though. Yeah, so I raced China Hat last year, ISDE, and then I didn't ride any off-road again until the Sagebrush Classic I did a few months ago. And then again, I haven't been on this bike in a while. I haven't been up to the peak at all. Another switchback. Kicked my butt. But yeah, just not getting enough woods riding in, so I'm gonna have to incorporate more of that into my weekly routine. Definitely not just a track guy. That kind of shows in my riding today. I'm definitely a little rusty. I mean, cool thing about riding single track is there's just a lot of stuff, you know, roots and ruts and tree limbs and trees and rocks, and there's just a lot of stuff. And even if you rode the trail a year ago or 2 years ago or however long it's been, it's different today. So, you know, and you get into similarities with track riding where, you know, every lap the track's a little bit different, a hole's a little bit deeper, or a rut's blown out or whatever, but woods riding is just a different challenge, equally as fun. I definitely wouldn't want to have to pick one over the other because I need both of them in my life. That sounded kind of funny. You know what I'm saying, though. Kind of checking up here. I'm looking for a spot to pull over and wait for Josh. He said kind of our plan was once we got back in the forest to check up. Yeah, I think I'll have probably one more video for this ride, at least one more video. I just had a lot of fun, so I'll try to show some more footage from this ride. And hopefully there will be much more rides up here in the future. Of course, Prospect isn't open all year. You gotta ride while you can, and unfortunately it's only rideable when it's hot and dusty. So kind of the rule of thumb when you're riding with your buddy is just give them a minute or so before you head out on the trail, just to let the dust settle a little bit. So that's why you don't see a lot of close riding with me and Josh. It's not like I'm dropping him or anything. He's just giving me some room so that he can get some clean air. Yeah, this is one of my favorite sections, and there's not very much of it, but this upper section, the rocks kind of drop off a little bit. And it's mostly in a nice little canopy. I don't know, this section's pretty fun. But I've been talking for a long time, and I'm kind of done with that now. So, thanks for watching, and until the next one, I'm out.
Woo!